Mardi Gras Sprints. And I am being joined today by the lovely Laurie.
Yay! Finally.
Better late than never, that is for sure.
Yeah.
You just have to like technology and just roll with it because sometimes it works and sometimes it does not.
It does
So
not.
we don't really always know.
I know. And it worked fine so seamlessly last time that it never occurred to me that it would give me all these problems. But I think something's going on. This whole week has been like that for me with tech. And not just
Yes.
me. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I've had some issues with tech too. So
Yeah.
hopefully everyone can hear us and see us. And we are excited to be here. For those of you just joining my channel, I'm Kat of Kat's Novel Adventures. And this is Laurie of Books, Ink, and Paper. Laurie, would you like to say anything about your channel or yourself before we get started?
Just that I read every single day. Hello, everybody. I love being with all of you. This is just so much fun. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to Mardi Gras. I'm going to a parade tomorrow. We were going to go to a parade tonight, but it's going to rain here all
Yes.
day. So
Yes.
we're going to
We
go
were going to go to a parade yesterday. We thought about it. Then my husband worked too late and didn't get home in time. And I was not going parading by myself. It
I
was in
know.
Hammond,
Yeah.
and I probably could have found somebody, but I'm like, I'm not going to go by myself without
No,
him.
no.
And then today, I believe they're having one in Ponchatoula, but it's going to rain. In fact, it's already started sprinkling. So I'm hanging out at home doing some sprints. My husband's making taco soup, and
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
so let's see who has joined us in the comments. Well, Bree was here super early this morning, and she was excited to join us for sprints. And I was telling her good morning. She said she was going to hop in the shower, then continue reading the first Finley Donovan book. They're doing, she and two other booktubers are doing a Finley Donovan during February on Fridays. I happen to see it pop up. I don't know anything about her.
Yeah, I read 2 of the Finley Donovan books, and I don't know if I'm going to go on to the 3rd. Maybe, probably. They're light, they're funny, but a little predictable, but they're good. Yeah.
Okay, that's I've never read it. I don't even think I've ever heard of Finley Donovan, to be quite
Oh yeah,
honest.
she's pretty funny.
Good morning, Mary Lou. Good morning, Kaylin. Good morning, Berna. And let's see. Good morning, Christina. Hope everyone is well. Still drinking coffee and planning my day. Boot the like button. I already had coffee, so I'm now drinking some peach tea. That's what I'm going to be drinking.
Oh, that sounds good.
Once I finish, I'll switch to water. Hello. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Tammy. I'm not sure what I'll be reading this morning. That's okay. Hello, Livia. Laurie, meet Livia. She is from Italy.
Oh my gosh,
She's
hello.
recently found my channel, and I'm so excited. This is one reason I'm glad we're doing morning sprints, because our friends that live across the pond can join us and it not be like 2 a.m. for
That's
them in
right.
the morning.
That's right.
She was a real trooper and joined my sprints on Wednesday, but it was late for her, like 2 a.m. in the morning, I
Oh my
believe,
gosh,
when she
that's
jumped off.
dedication. Yeah.
So, no, I think it was Folklore February she
Oh,
joined. So
gotcha.
I was so excited that she joined because I know how hard it is. Hello, Kristen. Happy Saturday to you. And Kaylin was saying no worries, because I was asking everyone to, thank you for being patient with
Yes,
us.
so much. Look, now it's telling me that I can't log into stream on my page because I don't have that email account doesn't exist. Now, come on. That email account is listed for years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's weird because, like I said, I don't see you on. Last time I had me with a check mark and you with a check mark.
Yeah. And I had no problems logging in, and I've not changed my email address. So definitely Google is off today for sure.
Yes, probably. Just because we want things to work out.
That's right. That's right.
You also have to think about it, Laurie. Things happen in threes, at least they do for me. Sometimes I'll get a bonus, when I'm having crazy stuff happening, but generally it happens in threes for me. And it's
Yeah.
like when the second thing happens, I'm like, okay, what's going to be the third
What's
thing?
gonna
It's
be
like
the
it
third?
almost
You're
excites
right.
me.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot too. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay, Laurie's
Oh,
here. Hello, cool gamer. Taco soup. I'll be reading The Child Thief. Very nice. That is by Brahm.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're a little bummed out then because Laurie was supposed to be able to stream like we did last time on her channel as well. So hopefully people who are over there on your stream will bump over, will find our channel because you do
Yeah.
list my name in there. And maybe. So the only other thing I can think, Laurie, is possibly when we are
On the
on the
sprint,
sprint.
you might be able to. That's what I was thinking. While we're on the sprint, maybe I can just kind of figure this out, and when I'm not
Yeah.
rushed and worried about it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't think when you're rushed. At least I can't.
No, I cannot.
It's
I
like I
can,
forget everything that I'm supposed to do.
it's true. It's true. Yeah.
So lots of highs and highs. And then we have Stormy in the house, can hang out for a bit till I have my live at 11
Oh,
a.m.
yay!
Yes,
Oh,
that sounds fun. You must be on with Sarah today. I saw that Sarah was going to be sprinting. So thank you for hanging out with us a little bit. I am starting New Orleans Morning by
oh,
Julie
good.
Smith.
Yeah, I
This
have
is
that.
our group read. So I will be starting that today. It's a week of starting because I also started a Folklore February book on Thursday. And then I
Yeah,
was already in the midst of Stolen Tongue. So I'm going to devote my sprints for today for this because we have a live show coming up soon, which you and
me
I
too.
will have to set a time for that.
Yeah,
And that way we can get all that set up for the
that's next week.
Tuesday,
Yeah, or no, not next week. The week
the
after.
week
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
Can you believe it's like when we started the readathon, I'm like, gosh, we have so much time
No,
and I have been busy. So
me too. This January has gone so fast for me, and usually January is a slower paced month, and it has not been at all. So
it hasn't for me either, and it's so weird. I posted in my Facebook on my Facebook. Um, what did I post? I posted a blog post, and I put on there that this was a very different January for me,
yeah,
one that just kind of flew by, and just couldn't believe how fast it went. And a friend of mine was like, I feel like it lasted for months. And I'm thinking, I think it's the way my 2023 ended, how I walked into 2024.
yeah,
And I had to reconcile with myself that I wasn't going to have my aims for 2024,
yeah,
completed. Usually I announce all of that like January 1st or 2nd. And I'm already hitting the, ground running with trying to get things done. But that was just not the case this year. And so I've made the decision. I found this, somebody mentioned this in a group that I belong to on Facebook, that their family had some unexpected surprises and they were starting their new year on the Lunar New Year, which is February 10th.
oh
And
yeah,
so I was like, what a great idea.
it is
So
a good idea.
that's what I'm doing. All my stuff's going to start then.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's not like I'm not accomplishing stuff in January. It's just that I could not really focus on getting all of that straight in addition to everything else that I was doing. But
yeah, that's how I felt too. I was getting a lot done, obviously, and I was keeping up with it, but it was like I hadn't had kind of this groundedness that I would normally have had. I just didn't have that. I don't know, centering or something was off. And I think just things have come up that were sort of unexpected. And we had those foster puppies who, quite frankly, were chaotic. They are arriving in New Hampshire today. The little guy
oh
who
wow.
them keeps communicating with us, but they were a lot of chaos for me. And so, yeah, I've been out of focus, I guess.
Yes, yes. I think that's my thing too. And my word for this year is reset. So
Um,
I'm hoping that because I just need a reset. I really
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Not so much that I need change. I just need to reset. I need to get
Okay.
my footing. I need to get my footing back and my momentum. So Stormy says, yes, we couldn't kick off our retro romances readathon on Thursday, so doing it today.
Good.
Listening to Beneath a Blood Red Moon by Shannon Drake. It's set in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I want to say Stormy posted her cover of her book in Discord, and it is a fantastic cover.
That's the one I saw. Yes, I remember seeing that and thinking, "Oh, I want to read that." It's just because of the cover.
I know. It would definitely be a cover. It would be a cover read for me just because it looks so great.
Yeah.
And Mary Lou wants to know, what is retro romance, historical or a classic? Good question.
Yeah.
And Berna says, I'll be reading Tip in the Velvet by Sarah Waters for the music prompt. And you know what, Berna? Are you also reading that for FOMO, the FOMO book club? If you are, you're very, very brave. I looked up the information on that book because I thought, if FOMO's reading it, I'm going to read it. I try to read as many of them, but it seems very, very sexual in nature. In fact, if you Google Tipping the Velvet, that is a sexual reference.
Really? See, that's one of the only ones of hers that I haven't read, and I don't remember. It wasn't for that reason, but I was like, I don't even remember what that one was about.
Yes.
So isn't that funny?
It is, because I've missed the last two FOMO book club picks just because of everything that was going on with me. That I was like, okay, well, I'll jump in, for this one. Well, when I looked it up, I'm like, I don't know. I think this is going to be rather steamy.
Well, maybe. Now I'm curious. I'll have to look. Yeah.
And Stormy says it's a paranormal romance, vampires. Okay. So I think also, Stormy, she was wanting to know what your readathon retro romance. Am I understanding that, Mary Lou, or were you just asking about the book she was reading? Berna says, yes, I'm reading for the FOMO book club. Yes, I read that scene and it is steamy. Yes.
Okay.
So
well,
I had no idea when I looked at it that, of all that it was involved. And I'm thinking, I don't know if little Cat's heart can handle it. So it might, like really scald my brain, but, so I'm passing on that one, and I'll jump back in when they read Bridge to Terabithia, which will be a reread for me. It's a middle grade book, so that's a little more my speed. Yes, Mary Lou was curious about the readathon.
Okay.
He says, retro romance readathon is reading any romance 2004 and earlier. Okay, thanks. So Mary Lou might join in on your retro romance readathon, Stormy. Okay, so I figured we could kick off our sprints with 30 minutes, if you're okay with that, and see where we go from there. And if you want to
30
sprint a little bit longer today, Laurie, we can, since y'all not parading. That's up to you.
Yeah, we'll see how everybody feels about that. But that's true. I have no parade to go to now because they're all kind of going to be rainy, and I don't like a rainy parade.
No, I do not go out in the rain or really cold.
Yeah.
I'm a ninny when it comes to the outside elements. I'll admit that. I'm not ashamed.
No, me either.
I'm not that diehard. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this started. Okay, StreamYard. I have to talk to myself, so
I understand. And if I log out and log back in, you'll know why. I can do that, right?
I believe so. Yes,
I'll just text you if that happens. Yeah, if that happens, is what we have to do.
I won't freak out.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll be back in 30 minutes, everyone. Happy reading, and hello, Queen Victoria.
Yay.
Well, there is our kitty cat. Let me stop. Okay, so how did we do? How did you do, Laurie?
I did pretty well, although I'm still distracted by the. I realize now. I think what I did wrong, but I'm not going to mess with it now. But I can't even join the chat. I notice now, which is weird. So yeah,
That is very weird.
it is weird. When I logged back in, it logged me out of the chat. But anyway, I actually didn't say I'm reading The Fury by Alex Michaelides because I started it when I got it from Book of the Month and I hadn't gotten back to it. And I realized it is about an event, a group of people, so it sort of works for Mardi Gras Readathon.
Well, I'm glad you pronounced his name that way because I thought his name was Michael Leeds.
Well, I may be wrong, but I had a good friend who had a very similar name, so hopefully that's true. But it's interesting.
I pronounce a lot of things wrong, so
No, I do too.
I think people know that by now, so
I
they don't really say much about it. They probably laugh, but that's about
yeah.
it.
Luckily, people on YouTube are very tolerant. I thought T.J. Newman was a man for the longest time, so I was talking about when I first read Drowning, and then somebody sweetly on my BookTube comment said that T.J. Newman is a woman, and I was like, I should look this up, right? Like, what made me automatically think this book was written by a man? So,
Well, this I started, and
yeah,
it's really I mean I'm liking it. I don't know if I like it a lot because it's set in New Orleans,
it's
so I just
very, very true to this.
references to
Yeah,
like the Country Day graduates. I know Country
yes,
Day. I knew people that either went to school there or worked there as a teacher, and
yeah.
just the prologue, like kind of explaining
I
Carnival was
know.
pretty
I
neat.
loved that too.
So
Yeah.
I made it to the Monarch of Mirth. So I've been introduced to each one of the characters in the Sanamont family.
Okay. Yeah. I'm on page 105. So I'm still going through that too. I'm sort of reading these two things simultaneously. But
Yeah.
I enjoy this too, and the streets and the churches, and there's so many references. And I was in the city Thursday, and I
Oh,
brought this with me and was reading it on the drive over and back. So yeah, it's quite something.
yeah. So it's neat getting the characters in. So I've just made it to page 17, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there. I
Yeah.
got to start somewhere, right?
Yes, indeed.
So Margaret hopped in to tell us hello. Happy Saturday. Margaret is an author. I'm not sure if Margaret joined us last time we had our sprints. She
Wonderful.
does. She writes historical fiction, I think historical fantasy fiction,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
speculative fiction. So,
Hey,
yes.
you can find Margaret.
I am not enjoying my current cozy mystery read, but I hate giving up on a mediocre one in case it redeems itself. And instead of Saturday, Margaret was saying Catterday.
Yeah. Oh, I found her on Goodreads.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Margaret says, I know, but there, because I had said, I had told her, don't give up. I don't usually give up on books because you just never know. I mean, they could redeem themselves. Now, of course, they could be wonderful and then at the end fall apart.
Yeah.
But Margaret says, I know, but there are so many I want to read at once. It makes this one get on my nerves, which I thought was
I
understandable.
I dropped one this week too, and I felt bad about it because it came recommended from some people that usually hit the mark for me. And it was actually recommended by Meredith on Currently Reading podcast, and it's called Sisters of the Vast Black, which I may have talked about it on our last sprint. And it was about nuns in space, and I just thought, oh,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
very clever. Yeah, I didn't make it through. No, it just was not working.
It's not your cup of tea, that's for
It's
sure,
not,
right?
no, but it's okay. It's a lot of people love it, but it just wasn't for me. Yeah, yeah.
So Margaret says, I think I may launch into furniture rearrangement after the chat break. My dad got me a backup battery as a gift, but now I need to find where it will live. There's only 2 rooms, so should be easy. But, oh yeah, I know how that is.
Yeah.
I now have under 5 hours on my audiobook. Gotta go. Bye. Bye, Stormy. Good luck with your live. And hello, Miss Starbuck. I am continuing with my book, The Tea Shop Full of Luck. I don't think it has anything to do with Mardi Gras, though. Haha. I don't know a lot about Mardi Gras, by the way. We don't have it here. Well, this is a Mardi Gras readathon, but our prompts were pretty
read
open.
anything you want.
You didn't have to read something necessarily about Mardi Gras itself. So if your book is a tea shop full of luck, does it take place in a tea shop? Or are they talking about food? Because if that's the case, that follows one of our prompts. And if it also has anything to do with a group of friends or people, that would work for our crew prompt as well. Cake. So cake. Yeah, a tea shop has cake in it. That could work. I mean, there's so many different ones, and depending on exactly where it takes place, it might be on the Gulf Coast, or if perhaps it is in France. So, yeah, lots of different prompts that we have. Historical fiction and fantasy, both. Nice to meet you, Laurie. Are you in Louisiana too?
Nice to meet you, Margaret. No, I am not. I'm close though. I'm in South Mississippi. I'm on the Gulf Coast. My daughter lives in Louisiana, in New Orleans, in the city, in Mid-City actually, which is, the city is full of little neighborhoods. Yeah. So I went out there to spend the morning with her and did some things that she needed to do and needed a little support for.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then I went to the mall, which I don't do very often. And
which mall did you go to? Lakeside?
Lakeside. and saw all the Mardi Gras stands lined up. When I came out of the parking garage, I was like, whoa, it's Mardi Gras time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. It's in full swing now.
It is.
Mary Lou says, I'm reading Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Worlds. Better for the other readathon, I know. But that's okay, because you might have something that could work for it.
Yeah.
I just had such a nice nap with my cat Bean. Sunny in Portland today.
Nice.
I read about 15 pages in the book. I will come back after the supper break. It is early evening here. Oh, I hope you have a good supper, Barna. You need to share with us what you were eating. Yeah. Yes, in a tea shop indeed, and it's indeed a group of friends. So you see, you've participated. And even if it didn't have anything to do with the prompts that we have on our Mardi Gras board, you're welcome here.
Yeah.
So for everybody, I mean, we're doing it because we're, in celebration of Laurie's readathon. So just for fun.
Now. Yeah.
Anna is here. Hi, girls. Hi, everyone. Glad you're here, Anna. Oh, nice. I've only been to Jackson, but had a lovely time at a wedding there. Oh, dear. More than a decade ago. Wow.
It's fun. I go to Jackson now and again. It's a bit of a drive for me, about an hour and a half, I guess. Maybe it's a bit. But I used to do some work up there. So I was driving up there all the time at one point.
Yep. I've been through Jackson. I don't think I've ever actually done anything in Jackson. I've driven through Jackson to go on trips and to get to other places. Miss Starbucks says, I almost never DNF books either. I am always curious if it will have some kind of amazing twist.
Yeah.
I think the reason I don't really DNF a book is because, one, I'm kind of picky about what I read. I say picky, but I really do kind of research a little bit about it, and kind of a lot of my friends kind of know what my reading tastes are. And so a lot of times if someone, and this will happen a lot of times with romance and with horror, I will ask my friends, do you think this would be something that I would read? And they will let me know, no, there are things in there that you will not accept.
Exactly.
So I just kind of steer my way away from those. And it's not to say I haven't read books that have had like hard scenes in them. It just, if I can put it in perspective and compartmentalize it in my mind somewhat, then I can get through it. But I think that's why I don't. And I mean, I may stop a book momentarily if it's not the right time for me to read it, because there's
Yeah.
been times. I mean, I
Yeah.
explained this the other day. A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. That was a book club pick for my book club right when Ida hit. And we had
Oh,
damage and we had no electricity and all this stuff. And I was trying to read this book. I just couldn't focus. So it
no.
wasn't so much that I hated the book. So I will reread it whenever I get the moment to work that back into my reading life.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have not removed the Sisters of the Vast Dark from or Black from my Everand account yet. I mean, it's just, I couldn't right now, I think, but I also wonder if I can't forever. And usually my family will say, should I read this, or can I read this, or did you read this? And we talk about this a lot, and that helps us too. And I can see if Goodreads friends read something and liked it. But this one, I was kind of blind, but it just the premise just sounded so good. I mean,
Yes,
I think
it did.
it's not like it's badly written necessarily. It was weird. It was odd and weird and hard to track with. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. For me is the same. It's really rare that I DNF a book.
Yeah. Me too.
Good morning, Jocelyn. How are you? Are you reading this morning or are you writing? Let me know. I know you were doing some editing the other night.
Nice.
So hope that you got that all straight, your scene straight that you were working on. Yeah. And Margaret, in response to Miss Starbuck, it's like staying in a relationship hoping they'll improve. And Marilee said, I used to DNF rarely, but have gotten more comfortable with it. I have so many good books to read. I don't have time for mediocre or bad books. Yeah. I mean, there are two sides to the coin with that. But like I said, I think for me, it's just I'm kind of, I think I do a pretty good job of picking books that I'm like, okay.
That you'll like. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So very rarely do I have a book that's like a slog, sometimes I think a book might be seems a little bit slower if I'm busy with other things. And I just feel like it's not as fast paced as I would like it to be.
Yeah. It can just be my mood in the moment.
Yes. Yeah. Because I consider myself a mood reader. And I think that sometimes even when I make a TBR for myself, the books seem great that I'm picking, but it's like, am I really in the mood for that? Or do I have the energy or the stamina to read something that's really literary to the point that it's going to take me a lot of time and focus? And normally I do not have the luxury of devoting that kind of time. But because I do think a lot of classics and books that are really literary, it takes so much energy. They're so beautifully written and rich with vocabulary and descriptive scenes that you want to have the time to devote to it and not rush through it.
Yeah, I agree. That's very true for me too. Yeah.
So Margaret says, right, that's my stance most of the time, Mary Lou. And good one for Margaret, meaning her, analogy with the relationship. Hello, Gilded Book Life. Hi, ladies. Loving this readathon. Grew up in the New Orleans area, Slidell. Oh, I'm an hour away from Slidell. Best memories include Mardi Gras, reading The Big Book of King Cake by Matt Haynes for the Cake Club. Highly recommend. Okay, let me write that down.
I saw that the other day in a bookstore, and I thought, oh, I wonder if I should get that. So let me know. Yeah, you highly recommend. I think I need to do that then. My partner is out trying to get a dong. Those of you who know about this area, trying to get a dong pong king cake this morning. Those are really hard to find and hard to get. They sell out like in an hour. People stand in line for this king cake. And my daughter and I had always just kind of been like, how could it possibly be worth all of that? And the other day when we were together in the city, she said, okay, y'all, I now know why people stand in line for this king cake.
Yeah, I have never had one,
Well,
honestly. Because I don't know if sometimes you can get king cakes, brought in to some coffee shops and stuff
yeah,
up here. Like we
yeah,
have a PJ's in downtown Hammond. They
yeah.
have the Kalutas king cake,
Coludas are
and
good. Yeah,
those are very good. In fact,
yeah,
my husband brought me a piece a couple of weeks ago. They had a meeting at his plant,
yeah.
and they brought in some Kalutas king cakes, and it was a raspberry cream cheese
Oh,
filled king cake. And he
I
said,
love.
"Hey, you want a slice of king cake?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And
Yeah,
so when he brought it, oh my goodness, it was delicious. One of
yeah.
the most
That's good.
delicious king cakes I've eaten in a
Yeah,
while.
yeah,
So, and then a friend of mine who lives in Hammond, she drove all the way, I want to say, to Harahan or wherever Kalutas is, and
yeah.
went and got one. And so I had to chuckle to myself when I saw it yesterday at PJ's. I'm like, oh, she could have just come to PJ's and got one.
I know. Oh my gosh. Oh no. That's
So Miss Starbucks says, I've searched for you on Goodreads, Margaret Pinard, what kind of books you have. And now one of your books is on my long wish list. That's sweet. And hey, I am back for good now. Got lunch and ready to read. Yay, Bree. So
yay,
excited. And
yay.
the Gilded Book Life says it's a beautiful book about the bakers behind the cake. That is awesome. And will you introduce yourself, the Gilded Book Life?
Yeah,
Who
so we know
are you
you.
behind the name of your channel? We would like to know if you're comfortable with sharing. I always like to be on that little personal basis myself.
Yeah,
Yay, feeling the love. Ooh, we are talking food, my favorite.
yeah.
What's king cake? Ooh, Jocelyn. I guess the best way I can say it's a pastry.
It is a
It's
pastry.
it's the consistency of a donut, and it can be filled with all kinds of wonderful goodness on the inside, like cream cheese and fruit-based jelly jam kind of consistency, I guess is what you would say.
Mm-hmm.
And it can also be plain where it's just the donut. A lot of them have icing on the top of it with sprinkles, like, or sugar, colored sugar.
Yeah.
Um, there's a variety. I mean, king cakes have come a long way since I was a kid. Back in the day, you didn't even really have filled ones. When I was young, we didn't have filled
No.
ones. That's something that has progressed over time. And also, some of them can have a combination of a little salty and sweet. I mentioned on one of my streams, there was one that had like Havarti cheese and maple sugar and bacon. It was called a breakfast king cake. There's a lady out here that bakes cakes in her home. It's called the Cakery. And I
Mm-hmm.
got one of hers from her, and I'm telling you that was delicious. I could have eaten the whole entire king cake. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is just yummy. But yeah, I wish there was a way I could send all of my friends that have never had a king cake, who don't live in our area, a king cake, because they're just, it's something I think everybody should experience. It's like beignets.
It
Beignets
is.
need to be experienced. If you come to New Orleans, you need to find beignets.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some bakeries that will make cupcakes, king cakes out of the season of Mardi Gras. A lot of times, though, they won't be decorated the same way, but it would be the same premise. I know we have some like that, like it's like Kringle cakes, they call them, but they're
Yeah.
almost like a king cake.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. My sister and my brother-in-law live in Arizona, and they send us, and we now do that for them too because they like them a lot. But they send us Kringles all the time, and we can order Kringles online or on a website. But king cakes are, I think they're not as great when they're shipped because it takes them a little bit. They really, it's better if they're fresh when you.
yes, it is. If they're fresh, it's better. So unless you
Yeah.
can get it overnighted, which would cost a lot, and if you can get it made the day of, and then they
Yeah.
can ship it pretty much that day and ship it out
Yes.
overnight, because my friend Kelsey shipped one to a friend of ours that lives, I want to say she lives in Oregon or Washington,
Yeah.
and they had a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And then it got delayed.
And
So
then
it's like
it's.
it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, I shipped one to my aunt in Utah, and they said it tasted fabulous. They had never had one.
Well,
But
yeah.
anyway, Jocelyn, that was a whole long tangent to get to tell you exactly what a king cake is. But if you're ever in the New Orleans area, or even really in any states on the Gulf Coast during Mardi Gras season,
Yeah.
you could experience one.
Yeah.
Trying to find Mardi Gras prompts, and the G Drive link on Laurie's announcement is asking for Google permission.
I know. I
Yeah,
saw that.
also, Margaret,
She
if
said
you
she got it later. If you go, I just looked to see she got it, found it somewhere
oh,
else.
good.
We're
Because I was
good.
going to say, Margaret, I do have a Discord for my channel. If you want to look that up,
That's
I
true.
made
Yeah.
a category for the Mardi Gras Readathon. I know not everybody likes to do Discord, but I wish there was a way you could put like a picture or something, you know, in your description box or whatever. And also to Margaret, it's pinned to my Instagram account too.
Oh,
I
good.
haven't had many, but always disappointed by king cake. Never disappointed with, is it Gelée de Roi? Though January 6th. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that would be a January 6th is Three Kings Day, isn't it? Is that what that is?
I don't know. Kaylin, you can find me on Goodreads, but I'm not Cat's Novel Adventures. If you go in the description box, you can find my link there and link that way. It's under my name, Catherine Loicano. Before I ever had a channel.
Yeah.
Who thinks? I'm trying to come out with new covers from a new printer, but it is proving tricky. That's a pain. Sorry, I'm Emily. I just set up my channel, but haven't posted yet. Ooh, a newbie. Okay.
We're going to look for your channel now. Let me go over
Yes.
there.
So are you planning, please let us know, are you planning to post something soon on your channel? Let us know.
So. That's a great channel title.
Name, yes, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Going to sub to you, the Gilded Book Life. Welcome to this awesome BookTube community, Emily. Bree is 100%. The BookTube community is awesome. It's very supportive of one another. We have a lot of great fun when you attend sprints, and we have some wonderful content. But I'm also going to plug AuthorTube as well, because I have made some really wonderful friends in the AuthorTube community. Nice. Like Margaret, for example.
Yeah.
Margaret is both AuthorTube and BookTube because she reads a lot, and she's also an author. But so many wonderful authors I've become friends with on AuthorTube. And how I found AuthorTube was Emma Bennett, who is a writer. She actually subscribed to my channel, and then I started following her after. And Emma and I have collaborated, and I've read a book of hers, and I have 2 more that I have to read that I have on my shelves.
Good, yeah.
So found the list on another announcement video. Yay. I love this community, my people for sure. Yes, and we're so happy you're here, Emily. Yeah. So happy. What kind of cheese? Cream cheese.
Yeah, cream cheese.
With Havarti, there's Havarti cheese, which is just a brand of cheese. It's kind of like a smoky cheese, I guess is the best way to describe it. That is a cheese that I don't know. It kind of reminds me like when you have brie.
Yes.
That's kind of what it was kind of filled kind of with.
Yeah.
Love your channel name, The Gilded Book Life. Are you a Gilded Age fan? That's a question for you, Emily. You're welcome, Margaret. Memories Hostage sounds awesome. Hope your printer works soon. Sounds yummy, referring to our king cake. Yes to beignets. I love. Just got to try the Portuguese version in Hawaii called malasadas.
I think it is malasadas. Yes, they are very good.
And Margaret, how did you know? LOL. Yes, I am, meaning the Gilded Age. In Italy, we have I'm going to butcher this, Livia, so please forgive me. Castagnoia and Frate for Carnival.
Or Castagnoia. Yeah.
A Castagnoia?
Okay. Yeah. Castagnole. There would be no yay. That would be Spanish. Sorry.
The only thing I've ever had, and I had this in Sicily because I visited Sicily in September, is the cannolo. and I absolutely love that. And I also had cassata, and that was pretty good, but I like the cannolo better.
Yeah. Oh, look at how fun this is.
What? Well, I'm sorry.
And look how fun that she just bought Memories hostage.
Oh, I just bought it. Yay! Woohoo! The Gilded Life, just a hunch, I guess. Love that period of history.
Yeah.
And then glad I just had dinner with all this delicious food talk. My husband is a baker. Oh, that is awesome. So awesome. It is my first book. Keep that in mind, Mary Lou. I will, Margaret. It sounds good. Yes, Three Kings Day. Where are the Catholics? Or Epiphany. Some people get that cake confused with king cake, as Galette des Rois means cake of the kings.
Yeah.
Okay, so is Three Kings Day the same as King's Day on January 6th?
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's why I have never heard it called Three Kings Day. It's always been King's Day. That's how I've always been.
It's funny because I'm not Catholic, Margaret. I am Lutheran, which some of us, jokingly say is Catholic light. But we also have, we also celebrate Epiphany and Three Kings Day. Yeah. So, but not with food. I don't remember that happening. But
yeah, I mean, I am Catholic also, but I've always referred to it as Epiphany or King's Day.
Yeah.
So that's why that was just a new take on it.
Yeah.
I have searched under your name, but I didn't find it, but I'll try again. Okay. I will, maybe if you want, I wonder if I could send it to you through email.
I wonder if you put it in the chat, she might be able to copy it and paste it in. Maybe.
Yeah, I wonder. I'll have to see. Let me research that, Kaylin, when I go on our next sprint. Yes, I was hoping to this week, but then got sick with bronchitis, so waiting to get my voice back. Yeah, I know. I got sick during the fall, and that pushed me back a little bit because I didn't think people wanted me to sound like a really grouchy big man. I was like, rah, rah. I was like, no, I don't think. They would be like, what's going on? Yes, AuthorTube is amazing as well. You said it. I know. So many great, great channels. Oh, yeah. I found you on Goodreads, Kat.
Okay, good. There we go.
I know what you meant, Kaylin. Oh, Harvati. Do you mean Harvati? That's what Google says it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I might be pronouncing it incorrectly, which is not unusual. I love the BookTube community as well, although I don't film videos myself, although the BookTube community is dangerous for your wish list. Yes, it is. I have bought tons more books since I've been on BookTube. I can tell you that much. And then what a diet Catholic.
Yeah, I guess we are a little bit of diet Catholics. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to find channels without a direct link. If you're a moderator, you get to be able to click on go to link, hint, hint. Okay, yes, I'm learning all of that, Margaret. Cut me some slack, lady. I am trying my hardest to learn all these little tricks and trades.
Funny.
I am Presbyterian and we do Epiphany, so it's widespread. Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of the religions do as well.
Now, Kaylin, we can be friends on Goodreads. I'll have to click on you.
Yeah, very good.
I'm assuming I only found out about this king cakery by working at a French bakery in Portland. So I get it.
I'm glad they have king cake in Portland. That's fun.
Yeah. So we are at the end of our comments. So we're going to go to another sprint. How are you feeling for time? Do you want to do a 30?
I'm good. Yeah.
Is 30 good for you?
I'm good. You just pick whatever you want. Yep. Maybe we should poll the group, but I think 30 is a good, then we don't get too lost in something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good for me. Okay. So let me share this.
I guess probably every Christian religion has Epiphany when you think about it, because it's related to the birth of Christ, right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. They might just change. I mean, I don't know how they might just call it something different.
Yeah, indeed.
But I mean, I would think it would be across the board though, Epiphany.
Yeah.
just because of what epiphany must mean. Happy reading. I'm off to the furniture rearranging.
All
Well,
right.
happy furniture rearranging, Margaret. See y'all in a little bit.
All right.
Okay, welcome back. Okay, so how did we do? How did you do, Laurie?
I did pretty well. I'm about 106 pages in. I ordered something off of Amazon, so that took me a few minutes. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. The murder happened now, so things will kick up, I'm sure.
Yes, I did a couple of things too before I actually got back to the book. I picked some foam soap scents and sent them to my friend who likes to buy me foam soap from Bath and Body Works. So I figured I might as well go ahead and pick them right now since he asked for it, and that because I'll get sidetracked and we'll forget. I just picked ones that sounded nice. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
And I also made friends with Kaylin on Goodreads, so that was fun. And then I read a chapter. So I know who Skip Langdon is, our rookie policewoman.
Yeah.
The murder has happened by the Dolly Parton person. So getting a little history of Skip with the Santamont family. So
Yeah.
I like her writing. I really
Yeah.
do. Like there's parts that I just think are great. Like she says, the crowds in the parade route were thicker than Southern flattery.
Yeah, I
And
know.
another one she said, she's talking about Marcel, one of the
Yeah,
children.
the daughter.
She interested Skip about as much as a stale beignet. I don't know. I just think it's great because like I understand these references really well, you
Yes,
know.
yes, and there's
And
a lot of sarcasm in her writing, which I appreciate too.
yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So while we were gone,
Halco joined us.
Alicia popped in. She
Yeah.
said she's doing yard work, so I'll be popping in and out. Have to take advantage of the nice weather. She's in Alabama,
I was
and I
gonna say,
know Alabama is supposed to be getting rainy weather
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah, it's gonna leave us and go to them. Yeah.
Yes. And Froggy, also known as Carly, or should I say Carly, also known as Froggy, she is in Australia.
Oh God.
4 a.m. for me, but I'm headed for the airport for an early flight. I mean, I'm assuming you're there in Australia. I'm so happy you popped in. And Coda came in. Hello, hello. And I was telling Carly hello and telling Coda hello, and he was telling me hi. And then Jocelyn said, I'll be continuing to rework the scene I was working on today. Had some unavoidable have to do's happen. Oh, something unavoidable happened. See, I meant to say some unavoidable have to do's happen. Hey, Halco, how are you this morning? And Jocelyn saying hi. And Ms. Starbuck read 30 pages this session. That's excellent. And Kaylin said, thank you for your Goodreads friendship, Kat. And thank you, Kaylin. I love it. Berna said, I had rice, okra, look at dictionary, not sure if it is correct, and pumpkin sweet for supper.
Nice.
Sounds like a great combination.
I love okra.
And read a couple of chapters, and Bree is telling Coda hello.
Yeah.
And Berna read 17 more pages and finished the first part. Excellent. That is really great.
Yeah, that is good.
So I'm very hopeful for this New Orleans morning. I hope it's going to make for a great discussion because so far I'm liking it. And I really like the character of Skip. And I haven't even gotten into her really.
Yeah. 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 I like her too.
And Christine is telling Coda hello. So did you read The Silent Patient?
I did. Did you?
I did.
And did you like it?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably in the minority of people that have read it. I mean, a lot of people loved it.
I'm trying to think what I would have rated it. It's been a long time since I read it. I have The Maidens, but I have not read that yet. And I was going back and forth about whether or not I should do them in order. Not that it matters because they're not related at all, these books. I gave it 4 stars, but I think probably at the time it was 3.5 because I remember reading it listening to it while I was driving too, and it's weird, isn't it? How you have these weird memories of things and you can't
Yes.
remember what you ate for breakfast yesterday. So I remember driving in a certain space and just thinking, I don't know if I like this. And so I think it redeemed itself on and off a little bit, but it was tricky. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I rated it a 3.
yeah.
It was one of those books that I don't know. I didn't like the character of Theo.
No, I didn't either. That was
I really
wrong.
couldn't connect with him, and I knew something was off about him. I just couldn't quite figure out what it was about him,
Yeah,
and I don't know. Just based on his character, I I couldn't. I just didn't feel like he could have pulled off what he thought he could pull off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I
He
do.
I
Yeah,
just thought he was kind of like a wimpy person in my opinion,
yeah,
but that
yeah.
was just me. I mean, I will tell you that because I did a vlog on it. I read it for either I read it for not Winterween, Summerween, or I read it for Kelsey's her slasher one.
Oh
But
yeah.
and so I read it during the summer, and in the beginning, I was like hooked. I'm like, this is
Me too.
fantastic. I'm like,
Yeah,
I am plowing through this book. I cannot
me
wait.
too. Yeah,
And then it just got to a certain point that I'm like, okay. I'm
yeah.
like, really?
That's what
I mean,
happened to
starting
me.
off, I thought for sure it was going to be a 5-star read for me,
Yeah,
but that's one of those ones where it just took a detour.
yeah.
And but
And
I'm one of the ones in the minority because I do think it was highly praised, and it's a favorite of a lot of people that have read it. So
it has good ratings. I will say one of my Goodreads followers, because I pulled it up, now to look what I gave it. She gave it 1 star. So you're not in the minority. Well, you may be in the minority, but you're not the only one. But most people have given it 4 to 5. Sarah Swan gave it 5 stars.
yeah,
Lala from Books and Lala gave it 3 stars and said, "I'm annoyed." That was her whole post. And what's funny about that is, so I had the same exact experience as you. I just found myself all of a sudden going, I don't think I like this anymore. But I did finish it. Then I got The Maidens out of a little free library, and I just thought, well, let me try this and see, because it was his first. The Silent Patient was his debut, and I
well,
thought,
and that was the very first one I've ever read by him, and
right,
I will read more. I always
yeah,
give authors a chance
sure,
because,
sure,
like, and like I said, for the bulk of the book, was fine. It was
yeah,
just the Theo was just one. And what's crazy is that it had to be for the slasher or about that time
yeah.
because I read My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham
Oh,
Jones.
yeah, that's on my list. I haven't gotten to it. Yeah.
And there is a character named Theo in that one who I can't stand either. I'm like, what is it with the name Theo?
That's funny.
It's like, what are the odds that I would be reading 2 books around the same time with the same name? It's just like January. I read 3
Yeah.
books in January that had twins in them.
Oh my gosh, that's so hilarious.
And I forgot to mention that in my vlog for Edgar Allan Poe. The book I read, The Man Who Was Poe, had
Yeah.
twins in it.
Oh
And
my
I forgot, I think I did mention it. That was the clip I think I
yeah,
accidentally deleted
yeah.
and had to redo it. And then I had forgotten that I had mentioned that. But I'm like, what are the odds when you pick books that you don't really know much about and they
Yeah.
have so many similarities with either character names or but I would tell you that the character Theo, both of them had similar personalities in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So I just think that's
Um,
weird.
it is weird. Well, this one I like, and what's interesting about it though is that they're saying that it follows the movie The Glass Onion, which
Oh,
I don't know if you saw that, but
I
that
have
was
never.
so that was the second one from. It was not a sequel to, but it was the second production by the same team that made Knives Out, which was another. It's sort of their comedy mysteries kind of. This is
Okay.
not comedic really, although some of the characters are, but
Bizarre.
yeah, but so it supposedly follows that, but only in the sense, I guess, that they all go onto this island, and there's an actress who's the main character or one of the main characters there's all these different people come on this island to be together in some sort of celebratory way, I guess. What's interesting about this, though, and it's hard for me because I don't like books where the narrator breaks the fourth wall. I do not
Oh,
like that. I don't mind it in plays, but I don't like it in a book usually. So I never finished. Everyone in my family has killed someone for that reason, because all of a sudden, and then I didn't like The House with Good Bones, and not just for that reason. It was weird, but it's just something I don't like. But this guy does do that. But he starts out sort of as the narrator, but then you see his perspective of what happened, but then you see all these other characters. Those chapters are just like the book is being told by the author again, right? Like there was no
right,
narrator then.
right.
There's their experience, which I think. But then in my mind, I'm like, are we going to find out that he's, you know, I don't know. I'm just a little concerned about why. And it's funny because he was on Good Morning America the other day, and my partner always watches that in the morning, watches the news all the time, and I'm not a big news fan at all. And I came in and he was being interviewed, and I missed it, and I thought, oh, maybe I should have listened to see kind of what this is about, because I'm just starting it, and I didn't. But I wonder if he kind of explains why he chose that style, because
Right.
I think that it was. I'm trying to remember. Did Theo narrate? I think he did. I think Theo narrated
Yes.
in The Silent Patient too, which might have been part of my challenge with it then too.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that maybe that is just his style, but he goes in and out of it. But when it first happened, I was like, oh, here we go. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so I mean I wouldn't not I mean I would recommend people pick it up. I mean a lot of people might like The Silent Patient.
absolutely. Yeah.
In my opinion, I just had a problem with him.
Yeah.
And not even really from the very beginning. It was just kind of like transpired as the time went on, because there were things in there. I'm like, this guy is like such a wimp. Like
Yeah.
he's getting
Yeah.
his butt kicked by a girl. I'm like,
Yeah. I
what
know.
is this dude? And then his whole relationship with his wife and everything. I'm just like, I
Yeah.
don't understand this guy. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I ended up unhauling that book.
Did you?
That ended up going to a friend of mine who's over at Sarah Reads on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
So it found a good home, and maybe she'll
Good.
love it. I mean, like I said, it's a 3-star. I mean, just because you give
Yeah,
someone a
it's
3-star
not. I
doesn't
mean,
mean
that's
it's
not a bad
awful.
rating. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I wonder what this one. This one got. Oh gosh, this one got 3.55 so far on the Goodreads. So that's not
That's
stellar.
not promising.
No, no.
So Miss Starbucks said that's still on my wish list, that one. I'm assuming The Silent Patient is what you're referring
Maybe,
to.
yeah. 'Cause
And
that's
Christina said she worked on her journal, stripped the bed, and got laundry
good for
started.
you. Gosh.
Kaylin still has not read The Silent Patient. I mean, I would read it, see what you
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Livia said I updated my book journal.
Good.
Awesome. All these people with their book journals. I'm
Yay.
jealous. And Coda's telling Bree and Christina hello. So do we want to do, let's see. Yes, The Silent Patient.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, it might work. Like I said, it's got
It works for a lot
very
of people.
good ratings, very good ratings.
Yeah,
Um,
it worked
and
for a lot of
booktubers
people.
that, I value their opinions. They
Yeah,
have, they gave it like 5 stars and stuff, but I don't know.
yeah.
It's just what works for you, you
It's
know?
true.
And Kaylin's also working on a book journal. I wish I had time to do that, but I do
What's
not.
funny is what I ordered on Amazon is, I shouldn't tell you all because I'm an enabler if I do, but I was listening to a podcast the other day. They talked about this printer that prints out. You can print out, your little book covers for your book journal, which
Mm,
I'm having trouble with my printer, and I want to throw it across the room. And so I was like, oh, I wonder how much that is. And so in my mind, I thought, oh, it's hundreds of dollars, but also it requires no ink. It has, I know. I was like, what? It has special paper that prints so there's some sort of crystals or something on the paper. It's sticker paper too, you guys. Like I was just like, oh my God, bring it on.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Wait. Let's back up a second. It is a printer.
It's a
It
tiny
has
little
no
printer.
ink. Oh, it's a tiny printer.
Yes.
No ink.
Right.
Special paper. That's
Correct.
also a sticker. And you can print the book covers.
Yes. It has an app for you to just put the book covers. This is what they said. Put the book covers in there and just push the button and print them out and cut them, I guess. You probably have to cut them.
Okay. Now you have to tell us the price. Is it
$99?
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible. Yeah, see, I did it, Kaylin. I knew it. $99 plus the paper. But oh yeah, see, I'd heard about a sprocket.
Yes, I have one of these. I have a sprocket. It's so easy. That's awesome. I want one of those.
I can't chat, Kaylin. So I can't.
Emily says I need that printer.
Yeah. See,
I have a sprocket also. They're great for small photos, so you can use it for other things besides.
I can use it for the kids too. Yeah. So I'll tell you.
Eyeing those.
It's called Canon IB2. IB like the leaves. Canon IB2, and I ended up getting the one, so it was a little bit more that came. So here's one of the challenges, though. I'll tell you this. It is zinc. That is exactly what it's called, zinc, which means zero ink, and you can print anything you want. You can get it with more sticker paper, but they're having trouble keeping the sticker paper processed enough to keep up with the demand.
Oh yeah, because everybody's doing book journals. That is a big trend. This past year, I have seen more book journal things on Instagram, on YouTube. It reminds me of scrapbooking, which would be right up my alley. But I mean, I wouldn't be able to do any of that until 2025.
I understand. But yes, I ordered mine with 20 sheets of paper, hoping that I'll be able to get the paper. But I think it also recommended another brand of paper, so I can look at that too and see if it works. But
so Berna says I'm eyeing those tiny printers too, and I do not even have a book journal. They're so cute.
They're so cute. I know.
Oh yeah, Laurie, she wants a link.
Yeah, I know. I can't put it in the chat, so I'll send it.
Yeah. You still can't get in the chat with us.
I started to disconnect everything and start again. I think what I did wrong, Kat, was I didn't log into my StreamYard first. I think that was the problem.
That is exactly.
Exactly the problem.
That's what it is.
I almost logged out and back in, but I was like, wait, I'll just wait because I didn't think of it until after I ordered the.
Yes, that is exactly. So we have to make sure that we remember that for when we do our live show.
I need a checklist or I will forget. See, I'll forget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Laurie, if you put the link in, if you DM me an Instagram.
Oh yeah,
with the link. Then I can put the link in the chat. How about that? We'll do that.
Yeah, or I'll send it to you in text.
Galen wants a link for sure. It's with zinc, they call it, which means zero ink. You can print anything you want with it. That's what you were saying. Yeah. And sprockets is one, but Laurie has another one she ordered. This is the part in sprockets where we dance. 10 points if you remember what that's from. This is the part in sprockets where we dance. 10 points if you remember what that's from.
This is the point in sprockets where we dance.
Doesn't have anything to do with Saturday Night Live, huh? Sprocket. And then she's saying the Canon 4.2. Let's see.
I texted it to you. And I got not that you all care, but I got the blush pink one. I have no blush pink stuff in my house, but I decided that one was prettier than the white one. Oh, it is Saturday Night Live. Yay.
Okay. Kemper Donovan interviewed this author on his podcast, All About Agatha. He talks about unreliable narrators.
Well, good.
Hello, Jackie. Welcome.
Thank you for that.
Yep, I used it for my journals as well. Not only my book journal, also other journals. Fun. They are great if you need to print right away. That's awesome. No, I got it, Laurie. That's okay. She got the link. Good. I finished Mardi Gras morning. Yay! Ooh. Woo! I hope you have a good rating for it.
I do too.
I found it. No worries. Yes, SNL. And I'm
Uh-huh.
almost wondering, isn't it Martin Short? Isn't it when
Oh, it
he's
could be.
where he's is it Dieter or because if it is, we did that when I was in college.
Uh-huh.
When I was in college at UNO, I was a communications major, and one of my classes was television, where you had to take different roles. Like you
Yeah.
had to do audio and camera, and then you had to be talent and all that. And we did, I was the interviewer, and I had this guy come on, and he he got up and he was like, now this is when we have to dance. And so he was like doing all this stuff. So that was part of it.
I
Uh,
love those things. I love those things.
Kaylin said, I would definitely get the pink one. Oh, yeah, Mike Myers. Mike
Oh,
Myers.
that's who it was. Yeah, yeah. I forget.
So, yeah, that brings me back to my college days, which they
That's
do mention a character, a parade goer in a UNO sweatshirt. I was like,
that's
ooh, UNO, my
yeah,
alma mater. I am
yeah.
really positive about the sprocket. Also, the zinc
Good.
paper isn't too expensive. That's
Good. Yeah,
good.
it didn't seem like it was. Yeah.
Froggy says it's going great other than the sunburns. The sun here is very strong. Ooh, Carly, you better be putting tons of sun screen on, and you
Yeah.
have to reapply it throughout the day. Yes, Dieter. And I can remember because the guy who did it was a guy named Paul in my class. And when he got up and did it, we were like, I could not even control myself. I'm like, I don't think an interviewer should be like laughing as much as me.
Oh
That's
my,
why I'm like, I do improv, but I am the worst with trying not to laugh.
I
Like
love improv, but yeah, the laughter is hard. Yeah.
I have to watch it. It's amazing because like when I'm in class, I will crack up and sometimes cannot compose myself,
Yeah,
but I
me
have
too.
not ever lost it on stage. Thank goodness. So
Yeah, that's good. We watch Whose Line Is It Anyway? We watch reruns of Whose Line Is It Anyway whenever we just can't figure out anything else to watch on TV, and they're so fun. They're so
well,
fun.
I'm excited because Anubis, where I take improv classes at, they just posted today that they're doing a February workshop on the 18th.
Oh,
So I think I'm going to take it
yeah,
because I know the girl that is doing the workshop, and she's a fantastic improviser. So
yeah,
I'm
good.
excited to do it. The workshops aren't super expensive. At least the one in January took was $40, and it was
Oh, yeah.
actually two different topics together. It was like a 3-hour workshop, but
Oh, yeah,
it's just a
that's
lot of
good.
fun. It was about the neurology of it, and so you learned a little bit of why you do what you do, and then we got to do some scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Today, Today I am flying to the city I'll be living in.
Nice.
Excellent. I'm so glad you came, Carly. I'm so excited.
Nice.
Jackie says my pink Ivy printer is supposed to arrive today. I
Jackie, do
can't buy
you listen to
anything.
the
I can't buy
currently
anything fun
reading?
this month.
Yeah, no, I know I should have. Do you listen to the currently reading podcast too, Jackie? I'm curious if that's how we all were enabled to buy these.
Yeah. I'm practicing frugal February, so I can't buy anything for fun in February. It's all
I
necessities.
understand.
And
I
Alicia's doing, what's up, Froggy? I'm leaf blowing. Boo. And then Miss Starbuck, woo, great Jackie. Hilarious.
understand. Yeah,
Yes, I like my improv stuff. I think it's a lot of fun.
yeah,
And my school days were a lot of fun. I went to school with a great group of people,
yeah, yeah.
back in the late 80s, early 90s. Hey, Liz, getting ready to listen to the group read since my library was able to get it on CD.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. 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 I hope you like it, Liz.
Yeah.
I love improv. It would be fun to watch or even participate in a live booktube improv event. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh,
Actually, Coda, I have been thinking about doing that. That has been on my mind ever since I even started my booktube channel because I want to do other things besides just talk books. I mean, that was my intent when I started my channel. And I actually did have some improv fun with Margaret at Margaret Pinard. She did fireside chats. It was every Friday for so many weeks. Well, actually, it wasn't just every Friday. It was every day, Monday through Friday, throughout
Wow.
the month of August. Yeah, she was
That's
trying
a
to kind of
huge
like,
list.
well, she was just trying to get communities together and
Yeah.
having people meet each other, and it's really neat. I found a lot of new author tubers, some booktubers,
Yeah.
and so I was a guest on there. They
Nice.
invited me to be a guest for one of the fireside chats, and we did improv as part
Nice.
of one of our. We did like little improv games,
Yeah.
and we just had a great amount of fun. And improv can be done online. It's not, you don't have as much movement like you would do if you were up and about. I mean, you
Yeah.
sit in your chair, but we did improv throughout COVID because I started improv in January of 2020. And we did one class in January, one class in February. We went 1 week in March to our
Mhm.
third class, and the world shut
And
down.
then everything shut
And
down.
our teacher, David, said, let's try to do this on Google Hangouts or whatever, because
That's
back then, a
good.
lot of those platforms would let you go on for free
Yeah,
for a
sure
certain amount of
did.
time or whatever.
Yeah.
And twice a month, we would meet and we would do improv together. And it was not just my class, but also other students of Anubis would come in.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that was like a saving grace during COVID because we
I'm
would
sure it
laugh and
was.
have so much fun.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's wonderful.
definitely been using sunscreen, but their UV has been going up to 13. Oh my goodness. And I guess it's so hot, it's hard to wear lots of clothes, like long sleeves. I bet
Yeah.
you're gonna have to wear a hat.
Yeah.
Oh, please protect your skin. You're so young. You don't want to have any after effects of that
No,
as you get older.
no, no, I can say that for
Oh, Alicia, you're sweet. She says, I'm great at improv.
I'll bet
Um,
you.
I love it. It actually has helped me. It has helped me be
Yeah,
able to do my channel, I will say.
that's good.
Um, Miss Starbuck did drama school, and I recognize it that you can be professional on stage and not laugh. I had that as well, but otherwise I can laugh a lot. Yes, I do. Like I have laughed to the point like I can't speak. And
Yeah,
I've done that too, like in a play before, when you have people that are so funny, you're just like,
yeah,
stop being so funny
yeah.
because
I know because it
because
hurt.
I can't look at you.
Yeah, yeah. It's fun.
The
Yeah,
thing about it is some people you just can't make eye contact with because they
right.
really are just hilarious.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see that. Online, it would be more like improvisational dialogues more than scenes. Yeah, but it's funny. You can get into character. One of my favorite things to do in improv is to be a character. I
Yeah.
like to create all kinds of characters, and I like to talk in different accents,
Mhm.
and I just build my own little world. Like I think
Mhm.
it would have been fun to be an actor on Saturday Night Live.
Oh
I
god.
think I would love to have done that.
Yeah.
Except I
The
probably would have
only
been fired for laughing too much.
Yeah. The only improv I do these days, and I didn't do a lot of it ever before, but have done some. But my kids, my son and his wife have a yearly Halloween party, have had for years. And since the sort of the dawn of all of these murder mystery games that you can
Yes.
buy, and all that, that's what we do now. We used to do just have a party, and it's sometimes it was just people. I was always the designated driver. People would drink a lot. It was just, we weren't really doing anything fun. But now we have a theme. So we have a murder mystery every year. We all play different characters. My daughter-in-law assigns us to them, and then we have to, really improv. We have certain
Yes.
goals we have to meet, but we just kind of, yeah. And it's so much fun, and I look forward to it every year. And so yeah, so I think those are a lot of fun, and a lot of improv is called for in those games for
Yes.
sure.
Oh, yes, because I've done 2 murder mystery dinner theaters at
Yes.
Columbia
Oh yeah,
here
those
in
are fun
Hammond,
too. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you have lines
Yeah.
and for certain things, and you have things that you have to do,
Yeah.
but a lot of it you have to improvise around it, especially like when people are trying to get clues and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You have to go over there and you try to give them little red herrings, and
Yes.
then you interact with them. It really is a lot of fun. I love it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
we do.
I can't wait to do another one because I don't mind doing those as much because it's usually a week-long event instead of
Yeah,
like a play where you like 6 to 8 weeks of a
right.
lot of intense practice, which right now I could not even imagine doing a play
No, me
because of not everything going on with my mom, not for
no,
sure.
I've done a lot.
Okay, so improv is so much fun indeed. It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to do one more sprint? It's 12:25 p.m. here.
Yeah, that
It's
works
up
for
to
me. Does it
you.
work for everybody else?
Yeah, if everybody's good with that, that'll bring us into, if we do 30, kind of close to 3 hours, we will have sprint.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
good for you?
Yep. Fun.
Okay, so we'll do one more. Let me go ahead and
I'll try not to order anything this time.
oh, let's see. I'm gonna put afternoon since we're in the afternoon.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so last sprint of the afternoon. Let's see, we
Right.
had a couple of yes and good for me. Good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll do another 30 minutes. And let me get that on. So happy reading, happy everything, whatever you're doing at this time. And we'll
Yeah.
see you back in 30 minutes. I was startled out of that.
That happens to me a lot too. I jump.
Because I was so engrossed in this. I made it to page 45.
Oh,
I'm sad
good.
that I couldn't make it to the end of the chapter, but I'll finish it,
Yeah.
at some point today. But I'm liking it.
Good. Yeah.
So how about you?
I made it to, where am I at in the Fury? 137. So chapter 12. Yeah. So I'm almost halfway, I would say.
Very good. I was going to say something about this, and then it just slipped my mind. Oh, I know what it was. Before I read, I had to go check out that little printer.
Oh, God. And did you buy one? Because somebody else did. Okay.
No. Because I'm frugal February. That doesn't mean that I won't buy one after February.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh. Coda said, sings all in the golden afternoon. When we said we were gonna, this will be our last sprint of the afternoon. Jackie said, almost impossible to buy a king cake here in Arizona, so I have to make them. Yeah, I know people that do make them.
We have made them. They're not as good as the ones that we buy, but we keep trying. We're going to perfect it one of these days.
Yes. And Emily is the one that bought the printer. So, Laurie, you're responsible.
I am. I feel bad. I feel bad. And I don't either. You'll love it, I'm sure.
You're now officially an influencer.
Apparently, yeah. Influenced by other influencers, for sure.
You just had to pass it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Jackie said, in reference to The Fury by Alex, I say Michael Leeds, but
you say whatever you want to say.
Kemper Donovan interviewed him recently on his All About Agatha podcast. They had a nice conversation about first person and unreliable narrators. Yeah. I mean, Theo and the Silent Patient is clearly one. So
yeah. And that's a great podcast, even though the co-host of it originally passed away. But it's a great podcast.
Oh, you're talking about All About Agatha podcast?
Yeah. So sad.
Also, Kemper Donovan has a book just published, The Busybody. Sorry, Laurie, I think he breaks the fourth wall in it.
That's okay. I'm managing, and this is really a very nuanced. It's really interesting. I can't quite describe it well. So it's sort of the fourth wall without being the fourth wall. It's crazy weird, but I mean, it's kind of. I'm into it. I'm good with it.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's good to know. Yeah. I mean, that means that maybe I'll pick that one up before I pick another one of his books up.
Yeah. Might work.
Alicia took a lunch break and had butter chicken. Back to the yard work. Alicia has sent me some good recipes. I don't know if butter chicken's one of them. I mean, she hasn't sent me that, but I wonder if that's a good one too.
I was going to say, it sounds good.
38 pages read this session. Very good, Miss Starbuck. Very, very good. And hello, Alex. Alicia, how is a leftover butter chicken? Even better than fresh since it had time to marinate. Also, hey, Miss Starbuck. And Alex is talking about fourth wall without being the fourth wall sounds like it's meta. Unfortunately, I missed the start of the conversation, though, so not sure if I nailed that.
It's funny you said that, Alex, because I don't know if I don't listen to a lot of romance audiobooks, but there are a couple that I do end up listening to over time. And Julia Whalen narrates several of those. Julia Whalen narrates a lot of audiobooks. I mean, she really is quite something. So she's written a book called Thank You for Listening, and she reads the audio of her own book. Thank you for listening. So talk about meta. And the book is about an audio or a writer who also creates audiobooks. So it's crazy.
That would be like, oh my, like almost like being in the Twilight Zone.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Starbuck is telling Alex hello. So what are you going to get up to for the rest of the day, Laurie, since you're not going to be parading?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I'm probably going to vacuum and clean a couple of bathrooms while I'm listening to, is it 7 days in June? Is that what it's called? It's I think it is also a bit of a romance, but it's a Black history read for me. And
Hmm.
a friend of mine read it recently. Well, a booktube friend of mine read it recently, and she enjoyed it. And people have said good things. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. That's what it is.
Hmm.
So I started that on audio yesterday, I guess. So I'll probably clean and listen to that. And no, Kaylin, I'm not parading anymore. The rain is going to knock us out. So sad. It looks just terrible outside already. But
Yeah, it's same with us over here. It's raining,
yeah.
so you
So
don't want
there's
to go
a part
out
of me,
parading in the
yeah,
rain.
there's a part of me that'll just, snuggle up with a blanket, and not that it's that cold, but and read the rest of this book maybe too. So
Yeah.
I do need to vacuum. I really.
I have vacuuming to do. I probably could mop, but with the rain, it's like that makes no sense for me to
Yeah.
mop.
No,
Um,
no.
Not with the dogs, I can tell
Yeah.
you that because
Yeah,
they want to go
exactly.
outside.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll vacuum, and I do have bathrooms to clean myself. So there's a couple of things I want to do housework wise. I need
Yeah.
to work on a blog post, and I do need to catch up on my reviews on Goodreads. I have finished 3 books. I finished in
Yeah.
January, and I'm behind on that. That's what happens. I was so good about keeping up with it, like right after I would read,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I have not been good at it the last few months, but
Yeah.
I want to get that done, and then I'll probably read. My husband's home, so we'll probably watch some TV. I need to watch some more episodes of The Fall of the House of Usher
Oh
because I
yeah.
have looked on that,
Yeah. It's
and
pretty
eat
compelling.
some
Yeah.
taco soup at some point. So
Yeah.
we shall see.
Very good.
But Alex thinks that's hilarious about you with your book, the Wayland book. I love
Yeah.
it.
Hilarious.
And Berna said, I listened a few minutes of A Trace of Poison by
Oh,
Colleen Cambridge and then worked on clearing my emails. That was productive. And Miss Starbuck has one more chapter. She listened, and I finished my book. Well, one more chapter, and she's finished a book. I will read that after this live. Very good. I like that kind of progress. And
yeah.
talk to Kaylin. Hello, Ann Lost. How are you? We are doing pretty well here on our rainy day. Um, but how are you? What are you doing? And Mary Lou is 95% in her ebook. I will finish it after this. Good. We've got people making lots of progress.
Yeah, that's great.
And then Alicia, yes, it is even better after marinating. If only I had some mango lassi to go with it.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Sounds
anyway, let's see. I read this book in 2 days. That's my record. That's awesome. I
great.
remember when I could read a book in a day.
Yeah,
I could read a Mary Higgins Clark book in a day.
I used to be able to do more of that too. And there are some I can still do that if they're short, especially. But
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah,
takes a
Mary Higgins Clark books were not super long, and they
while.
were very interesting in my opinion, but I could finish one in a couple of hours. Like I would just devour them.
Yeah,
And even Stephen King, like I could read a lot of his books pretty quickly,
yeah,
and even
yeah,
his funky ones. But as I've gotten older, I
yeah.
just I just cannot. Not
My
like I used
focus is
to.
different for sure. And my eye, I'm going to the eye doctor this week about this eye, and I'm hoping he says, "Yep, let's do the surgery," because I have a cataract. And so I
Uh,
was just noticing earlier, this one is the worst, and I struggle with the heart. That's why audios are good for me too sometimes.
well, if your cataract is ripe, they will go
Yeah,
ahead and do the
that's what he
surgery.
said. Yeah, it feels
That's
right to me, but maybe I have to be like my dog has a cataract, and you can tell because it's like frosting over her eye, and she also has glaucoma, so we can't remove the cataract.
mm,
But mine you can't tell. I mean, I can't tell, but he can tell.
right,
So
right.
it's probably not bad enough yet, but we'll see.
Yeah, Andrew and I have eye appointments on the 9th
Yeah. Good for
just
you.
for our annual eye appointments,
Yeah.
which I think I'm okay. I mean, I don't feel much change in my prescription. I got new glasses last year
Yeah.
at the beginning of the year, and but Andrew's like, I feel like my prescription's changed. So I'm like, well, we can go. It doesn't hurt to have your eyes checked.
No.
So hopefully my prescription hasn't changed. I mean, I know I've been getting away. I used to really be bad about going to the eye doctor and would go like once every 4 or 5 years. And I would
Oh,
only go if I really noticed a significant change in my prescription.
yeah. Yeah.
But I find that now it's like I can get away with maybe wearing the lenses for about 2 years.
Yeah.
But and then it starts, and it's been since I've been wearing the bifocals,
Yeah. That's
progressive
what happened to
lenses.
me too.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I think they strain your eyes more than the others, but
yeah, I just, and I have terrible eyesight. I mean, it's not, I say terrible. I can see without my glasses. I can do stuff and function. It's just that by the end of the day, I would have a headache.
yeah.
But my prescription, I'm just not one of the lucky ones. Everything has to be like a specific, like contacts, forget it. Cause I've got
Yeah.
this stigmatism on top of everything. And like,
Yeah.
I can't have simple eye problems.
I know. I know.
So Anne Lost is about to start a new book. I'm at page 1. Very good. And Miss Starbuck wants to know what the book is, and Anne prefers books that are 200 to 300 pages long. Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good
And
one.
Tales of Horror by Edgar Poe. I love that, Anne. I just got finished hosting an Edgar Allan Poe readathon.
Yeah.
This book was $2.59, and I'm actually a pretty slow reader in my opinion. I think slower is better. You comprehend more and remember what's written for longer. That's true.
True.
And Miss Starbuck has never read an Edgar Allan Poe book
Oh,
yet, but cool. And you are right, Anne. And also, what matters the most is that you're having fun. Speed doesn't matter, actually. Yes, that is true. Anne's vision is negative 5.25 currently. I love lenses too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have them.
Yeah. I've tried contact lenses, but I mean, they just either bother my eyes. They've gotten better.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried the one where you can get the 2 different ones. My eye doctor said we could try it, but
it did not work for me.
I'm
And
just like,
they don't work for me now either because my eyes are drier as I get older, I think. And but yeah, that did not work. That was a disaster. He did give me a trial pair, so I didn't have to buy them.
Yes, that's what she said we would do. We would have a trial pair. She says it all has to do with your brain. She says sometimes it works and sometimes it does not.
My brain is apparently broken that way because it did not work.
Well, I look, at least you tried. I'm not even brave enough to try yet. So
yeah, I wore contacts for a long, long time, but not those.
No. I tried. I mean, I did even try when I had the bifocals. It was more for distance, but then I'm like, well, what's the point if I got to still wear the reader glasses when I look at my phone and read and all that? I felt like I was wearing glasses just as much. So I was like, well, that to me doesn't make any sense. So I stopped wearing them.
That exact same thing happened to me, and I gave up the contacts then. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Livia said, I'm going to eat dinner and later I hope to read some more, but I didn't have to choose my next book. I finished Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I'm so glad. I really like that series.
I have that in the other room. I need to get to that too.
Oh, I think it's a fantastic series.
Now I mean, movies, right? Then movies
they turn them into movies, but the books are just wonderful. It's a really great story, and it has, of course, all the mythology. And it's one like for my middle graders and my junior high students, if they, especially reluctant readers, it was a great series for them to read. And I find series, if you can get a reluctant reader to get into a series, they have multiple books, and then it kind of opens up other avenues.
That just happened to my granddaughter. She started reading a series. I can't think of the name of it now, but it's been made into an adaptation too. And she just keeps, and now she's even asked us for another book because, she always asks us to get her these books, which we do. And yeah, she's branching out, but I think they're like maybe young adult
Mhm.
romance, or yeah, probably YA romance. And she's 17, and it's like a whole new child opened up when she started
Right.
these books.
I
Yeah,
mean, people tell me all the time, I don't like to read. I'm like, it's not so much that you don't like to read, you just haven't found what you want to read, like something that will engage you
yeah,
in reading. I
exactly.
mean,
Yeah, that was
I
it for
was,
her. Yeah.
yeah, that was for her,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, I was a librarian for 4 years at a Catholic elementary school, and I had a little boy that came in. He was probably like maybe fourth grade or so,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "I'm a hunter, not a reader." I'm like, "Really?" I said, "Well, maybe you should probably read some books about hunting, or has a character that likes to go hunt." And so
Yeah.
I recommended he read Gary Paulson's The Rifle, and it
Oh
was a
yeah,
short book, and I
yeah,
said, "Take this home and read it, and I will be
yeah.
surprised if you don't enjoy it." And he came back a couple of days. He's like, "I liked it. I want one just like this." So I gave him another Gary
Oh,
Paulson book,
yeah,
and he liked that. Well, then he was like, "Okay, I like it, but I would like something that's kind of like it, but not exactly like it. Can you like?"
oh,
So then I turned him on to, I think it was Gordon Corman. I love Gordon Corman's middle grade books, but this
oh.
was a series that took place like it was different series, and some of
Mhm,
them took place on land. Like I think one was about an island, and they had
mhm.
so many books in it. Well, he ended up being one of my favorite readers who would come in. What do you have next? Anything new
Oh,
you can
nice.
recommend? So it
Yeah,
was so wonderful. Well, when I announced that I was leaving that school to go to another school, he's
yeah.
like, "I'm never going to read again." And he's like, I
Oh,
said, "Do not tell me that." I said, "You have
oh,
been reading for 4 years." And I said, "Now you know what kind of books to pick out." Because he would even come in and he says, "Look, I found this book. You might like it." So it was really nice to be able to have conversations with young people about books,
yeah, yeah,
and what I would do is a lot of times the books I would buy for the library, I would think about my readers and
yes,
think
yeah,
about what can I put in this library that they're going to want to pick up, and then they would recommend to other readers. And
yeah.
sometimes I wonder I should maybe not have left that job.
I
So I
know.
did. I left it and I went back into the classroom at a
Yeah,
different school. But yeah, I mean, I hope in my heart that he never did give up on reading,
I hope so
because
too.
that was just.
Yeah. He probably didn't. He probably was just, they're dramatic young kids.
And the thing is you boys are the ones that just don't seem to want to pick a book up to read quite
No,
as much as girls do.
it's
But
true. Yeah,
so if I could get my boys to read, it was a big
yeah,
deal for me.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Miss Starbucks said my next book will be The Hound of Baskervilles, my first ever Sherlock
Nice.
Holmes.
I do love that one.
Well, I haven't read it, but I did pick it up at a Friends of the Library sale.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I plan on reading that at some point, maybe even for Victober, if I can get it to fit a prompt,
yeah.
for that.
That's good. Yeah.
It's a short one. Alex says, I have a fear of contacts tearing and going behind my eyes, so glasses only.
Ah, just don't sleep
Oh,
on them. You're fine. I don't think that happens. But mine. I don't think I had one that tore, but I never had them go behind my eye. So, but I know people have talked about that, and I just
no,
can't.
I've never had that experience.
No.
Agreed with that, Alex. Only want glasses as well. Hey, I've been wearing glasses since the fourth grade, so it's like it's kind of like part of my life,
Yeah. Me too. Me too.
Lenses do dry my eyes, but they're so much better for me than glasses that I am taking the risk. I always misplace my glasses or break them. Yeah, I mean, I know people that live in their contacts. I mean, they
Yeah.
just
Yeah. I
no
used to.
issues.
Yeah.
Mary Lou says, I have so many allergies, contacts don't make sense for me. I have tried them.
Yeah.
Olivia did LASIX in her 20s, but now I need
Yeah.
glasses again. Yeah, I heard LASIX. I always thought that once you had it done, that was it. That was like the magic,
Mhm. Mhm.
procedure or whatever. But I found out because my sister-in-law works for a retinal specialist. Her
Mhm.
husband, when she had worked for another eye doctor that did the surgeries for LASIX and all that, he had it done. Her husband, my brother-in-law,
Mhm.
and So I thought, oh, wow. But I think it was like 20 years and he had to go and have something else done, or he had to wear glasses, reader glasses or
No,
something.
that's funny because my partner did too. She's now gotta wear glasses, and it was about 20 years ago. Yeah, it's been a long, long time since she had it done, but it all of a sudden they started slowly, slowly, slowly.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I did some stuff and had a meeting. Very good. I
great.
don't even dare to put contacts in. Yeah, it's hard. There's some people that can't because they're squeamish about the eyeball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Christina said, thanks for sprints. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Same to you, Christina. Liz says, I can't wear bifocals because of
Aw.
vertigo. And so I have contacts for distance and readers that go over top. I'm sunk if I ever need trifocals. Yeah.
Mm,
But I've heard of people doing that, Liz. So I'm wondering if that's the reason why. When I first got my progressives, because I didn't want the bifocals that had the line, I was worried I was going to see the line. And
yeah,
then that would have bothered me. So
yeah,
the first time I got progressives, I wore them for 2 weeks and I felt like my eyes just could not focus well. And like they just felt like they were like this
yeah.
constantly.
Looking, searching for the right space. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it just, it bothered me so much. And so I ended up going back and I was like, I can't deal with this. Just give me distance again and I'll just have to deal with it. Well,
Mhm.
progressives apparently have gotten better because when I did try it again, they were fine. And
Yeah,
I have not had any problems since.
yeah. I like
Alex,
them, and I don't like reading with them as much as other things, but I don't know why
yeah,
reading with them just makes me really fatigued, but other than that, I can use them for other stuff, yeah.
yeah. Alex, new fear unlocked. My worst contact experience involved
Oh gosh,
jalapenos.
yeah,
You
yeah,
have to be careful because that was one time with me with crawfish. And so I eat crawfish with gloves. So I
yeah.
know that that's not the thing to
It's not the
do,
norm, but
but
it's neater and easier, yeah.
it is. And you won't stab yourself in the eye with a
Exactly.
spicy finger and want to, you
I think
know,
we've all done that, yeah.
want to cry for
Mhm,
hours because your eye is
mhm,
continuously running.
mhm.
Ouch, Alicia.
Yeah, it's
Jalapenos.
painful.
No, Alicia, that sounds horrible.
It is terrible.
That's so wholesome. You pretty much opened a new path as a reader for this little boy. Librarians do so many wonderful things. Yeah, even when I was teaching ELA, same thing. I mean,
Yeah,
I tried so hard to get books for my kids. And then also, too, the books I chose for our class reads, I always tried to pick books that I just knew would appeal to like all of the kids
to a
and had some
broader
kind
audience,
of
yeah.
message to it. And really, I have never really had anybody say, "Oh, that was an awful book. I can't believe you picked that," or "Don't
Yeah,
pick a book like that ever again." But yeah.
yeah,
And my kids knew how much I love to read.
yeah.
So, it's like, look, I know a lot of books that would be awesome for you. So just give it a chance.
Yes, indeed.
Alex said, I used to be a reading tutor for elementary kids back in college, and I miss the connection of seeing kids enjoy books. We read Charlotte's Web. Yes, that's awesome. Great work, Kat. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
my kids are about to start a bunch of books in my Title I class, so we'll see how much they like them. Thank you, ladies. Enjoyed it. Bye, Emily. I'm so glad to have met you, and I'll be looking out for your your channel to see what you're going to be putting out there. And Christina says, I have contacts, but I never wear them because I can see them, and it's weird. It weirds me out. I always have 20/20, but I got astigmatisms in both eyes. Eye doctor was like, you may have issue finding lenses because you don't need a prescription lens, just something for the astigmatism. Yeah,
Yeah,
astigmatism is a pain in the butt, I will tell you.
yeah.
Jalapenos make me think of pickles. I love pickles. Me too. I like jalapenos, but jalapenos don't love me.
No, as you get older, they really are hard on your belly.
Yes, very hard on my belly. Like I would suffer immensely.
Yeah.
And Halco now wants some crawfish. Yes. But I'm gonna tell you something, crawfish. A lot of people will not be enjoying crawfish this year because the prices are astronomical.
Yes, I saw that.
We usually have an annual family crawfish boil, but I don't know if we're going to be able to afford to do one. Not that we have like a gajillion people come,
No,
but it's
you have
like
to buy so much and,
I
yeah.
think I think somebody was saying they were like 15.99 a pound right
No,
now. Something outrageous. Something outrageous. So hopefully, I mean, we're really not in the crawfish season right
No,
now.
I was gonna say maybe it's just because they're the early ones and people are oh, that's terrible.
That would be awful. Awful, awful.
My
So
brother-in-law sometimes catches them for us, so we don't always have to pay for them. I mean, we have to pay for him by being with him, but other than that, he doesn't read, so there's never any worry about him seeing. But that was me. I shouldn't have said that, but yeah.
like, you don't think he's watching this live right now, huh?
Well, I'm pretty sure no. Oh my god.
If Laurie does not receive crawfish from him for
You'll
about
know
3 or
why.
4 years, then she'll know why.
And maybe he didn't come for Christmas till last year either, so I wonder if he's fed up with all of us. I don't know. Oh my gosh.
Anne wants to drink an entire jar of pickle juice, but halfway always gives me a tummy ache. Yeah, I could all the saltiness.
Juice,
A parking lot pickle. I don't know if anyone will understand where this is from. A parking lot pickle. I do not. Yes, the magic lasted for 20 years. Oh, so that must have been
mine, right? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
20 years.
I'm in my early 20s, so I got healthy tummy. I once ate an entire jar of pickles, then a whole cake for dinner. Oh my goodness. I hope not at the same time.
I know.
It was peach cream cake. It was really, really good. I hope it wasn't huge.
Combination. Huh.
About the only thing I've eaten a whole of anything. I have eaten a whole pint of ice cream before, but I think that's a little bit doable.
Yeah. I was going to tell you all before we wrap up because I just love this guy. He's on Instagram and I can't put it in the chat, so I'm going to spell it out for you. But there's a librarian. Have you seen him on Instagram? Young black man. His name is Michael Threets. So it's spelled MyChal. THREETS.
Spell the last name again.
THREETS. Michael with MyChal. So he was recently on Good Morning America because he's becoming quite popular on Instagram. He does all these videos about being a librarian and about how he presses books into little kids' hands and how that he has all these interactions with people. And it's not even just about the books. He talks about how libraries are a place for kids to be able to come because they have nowhere to go after school, or places for people who are home because they have nowhere to live and they need to be warm or they need to be cool. And, and it's just like, he's just such a great, most empathetic, compassionate guy. And he's so enthusiastic. And he also has an incredible mental health challenge, as many, many people do. I have mental health challenges too. And my family has a history of mental health issues. I think there's no one I know that doesn't have some sort of a mental health issue. And he talks about that, and he says, I'm your champion, I'm your advocate, I'm your, and he's just the most warm guy. So he got on Good Morning America. They were featuring him because he's become so popular, and they gave him a ton of money for the library and for books.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It was great, but he's very energetic and he is just so inspiring. So if you all, if that sounds like something you would like.
Well, I was looking for him on Instagram, but I can't find him.
No,
and maybe his channel something. Is it named something else?
Let me look if it's named something. Oh, it is. It's Michael, MyChal. 3TS. So instead of spelling out Threets, it's 3TS. I never even looked at what it is because I just see him pop up. But that's
okay. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can copy this and paste it in our.
And
if anybody's interested in that.
His current profile picture, he looks like maybe suspenders on and a hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's him. So,
so Anne said it's like birthday cake size. Oh, girl, you lucky.
Wow.
Libraries are Chad. I follow him on Instagram. He's so positive. Yay, how good.
I'm glad you do. Yes, he's very positive. He's just what we all need, especially as we're leaning into, the election season full swing, and we're leaning into all these other things that are happening around the world, which are tragic and terrible, and we can't, there's only so much we can do. So he's very positive.
Okay, so that's the Instagram if anybody is interested. But we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Is there anything you want to let our friends know that's going on in your channel besides Mardi Gras Readathon? Anything that you're posting?
Nothing coming up. No. Just whatever. If you feel like joining or subscribing or coming in, I do want to do some sprints, and I appreciate you for kind of bumping me into this space. So I'm going to take a look at that and what all that involves, and see if I can fit it in my schedule. But I don't think I have anything except I'm doing some Black History Month reads, which I do every year. I don't know that anything special is coming up, but thank you. This is so much fun. I just love doing this with you.
Yeah, I love it. I love being on sprints. I love having a partner. I
Somebody
think it's
with
fun when we can come
yeah.
on and you have a friend that is on with you.
Yeah.
As for me, most people know that I'm doing Folklore February
Yeah.
and doing Mardi Gras Readathon, and then Wednesday night sprints. This Wednesday coming up, my friend Kelsey's supposed to be on with me.
Oh,
So
cool. Yeah.
and then I'm trying to get I think I'm going to try to read a book for Garb August 2.0. And I'm also going to try to read the Little House on the Prairies Readathon. They do a book.
Oh,
I
fun.
ordered books. They're supposed to come in today. We'll see.
Yeah.
If it comes in and if I have the time to do it, because I do have to finish my 5-star predictions as well.
Yes, you do. Yes,
end of the month. So that's
Yeah.
what's going on with me. Alex says, have a lovely rest of your day, everyone. Great to see you and get a laugh. Thank you for being here, Alex. And we saying bye, Alex. Thanks for the sprints, ladies. Have a great weekend. You too, Alicia. Have a great day, everyone. You too, Halko. Thank you for being here. Please do some sprints. I love watching them. Yes, just Laurie's going to eventually graduate to that.
I am going to do that. Yeah,
She's going to. This was great fun. Thanks, Mary Lou, for being here. And thank you, Anne, for being here. And Liz, thank you for being here as well. I hope you're enjoying New Orleans morning. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Starbuck, for being here. I will finish my book now. Bye, everyone. Bye, Anna. Thanks.
Anna.
And see you
Bye,
soon.
Berna. Oh,
And
my friend.
Berna, it was great reading Sprint and Chat. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks to everyone who joined us today. We will be having a live show on Tuesday, February the 13th to close out the Mardi Gras Readathon.
Yeah.
And Laurie and I have to decide on a time for that. But as soon as we get that time, then I will create the link for that. And then we will roll with it.
That's right.
So in the meantime, everybody knows what to do. Stay amazing and be adventurous. And we'll see you soon.
Right. Happy reading. Bye.